Welcome everyone to Discover This. Well, today we're in Cal-Nev-Ari, Nevada. And we're going to tell you all about this town and kind of a blink if you miss it kind of a place on Highway 95.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, to understand why the town is even here, you need to go back to the 1940s. World War II era. You may remember General George Patton established the Desert Training Center out here. He had around 11 camps set up, and one of those camps, Camp Ibis, is just down Highway 95 from here, south about 30 miles or so, maybe a little more. And this dirt airstrip was known as Stage Field during that time. And it was an outlying airfield supporting Camp Ibis during those Desert Training Center days. And that's all that was out here, was this dirt airstrip. After the war, the Desert Training Center camps all closed, and this airfield just sat here abandoned. The land had diverted back to the Bureau of Land Management. Now, a guy named Everett Slim Kidwell operated the Torrance Airport in Southern California. And one day he was flying over this area and he saw this airstrip and felt the area had some promise to it. So Slim Kidwell and his wife Nancy acquired 640 acres of land here, including the airstrip, from the U.S. government. That was in 1965. The Kidwells named their new property Cal-Nev-Ari. Initially there was no water here. No well had been dug, so the Kidwells had to haul water from the Colorado River, which is about 20 miles away at least. Eventually a well was dug, and there was and still is plenty of water down below. The Kidwells' vision was to build a fly-in community, homes built along the airstrip where folks could fly in and park their airplanes at their homes. way out in the distance there. And you can see people do have planes here. This is a fly-in residential community, so many of these homes have hangars for their planes. Now the FAA has this designated as Kidwell Airport. You can see it on top of the roof there, the hangar. And this is the south end of the runway. The old stage field, but now Kidwell Airport. In Clark County, built a fire station here in Cal-Nev-Ari. Volunteer fire station, but nonetheless the only thing going as far as fire department and that kind of thing for miles. And right here at the corner of Kidwell Lane and Comanche Way is the cemetery. And Slim Kidwell passed away in 1983, leaving Nancy to run the town and do all the upkeep and whatnot. Nancy remarried, but her second husband passed away in 2011. And both of them are buried here. This is her second husband. And then Slim Kidwell is laid to rest right here. And then the spot in between, that's for Nancy. But she's still going strong. Now in 2010, Nancy tried to sell the town for $17 million, but there were no takers. And after her second husband had passed, Nancy kept pushing to sell the town, and she relisted it in 2016 for $8 million, saying it was time for someone else to do the upkeep and do something with this town. The town sold in 2021 for $8 million to a company called Heart of Nature. That company mines sulfur near Tonopah, Nevada, and sells it for organic farming. Now the company is planning on building some granulating plants and then improve some of the infrastructure here, including potentially paving the airstrip. They may be adding some more homes. They're looking at adding dozens of jobs and putting about $40 million of improvements into this town. And of course, we have Slim Kidwell Way. And there's a monument marker in town. Kind of tells you the story of Cal-Nev-Ari. It's very hard to read even without the sun glare. I'll try and take a picture of it, and you can maybe check it out that way. It's probably not going to happen doing it this way. So Heart of Nature currently, from their mining area up near Tonopah, they truck their materials, their sulfur and the other organic materials they mine, to Bakersfield, California for processing. But California only allows a certain amount of tonnage a year for that kind of thing, whereas Nevada allows almost double the amount of tonnage. So this was a good investment for them because they can just bring their materials down here, and once these granulating plants and whatnot are built, they can process their materials here and sell it to the farming community. And across from the town proper, where the airstrip is, they eventually added a motel. The old Blue Sky Motel. And there's also an RV park and a small market. The 2000 census had 278 people living here. I just spoke with a resident here, and he says it's closer to 124 now. And actually, he also said the casino is now closed. No longer open for business. So no casino and restaurant here anymore. And that's caused a few people to move away. Primarily because some of them worked here at the casino. So the town's about an hour south of Las Vegas, about 25 miles maybe from Laughlin, Nevada. And again, it covers both sides of Highway 95 as you come through this stretch of Highway 95 in the very southern part of Nevada. So that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for this story about Cal-Nev-Ari, the southern end of Nevada. Hope you enjoyed it. I found it quite interesting, especially the connection to Camp Ibis and General Patton's Desert Training Center program. But I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch this video. And we got lots more stories coming from the desert. And we will see you on the next Discover This.